Welcome to an Inside the Red Raiders special report as Texas Tech has officially announced the hiring of their new offensive coordinator, and that is Mack Leftwich. Leftwich comes to Texas Tech by way of Texas State, two outstanding years of being the offensive coordinator at Texas State. And, you know, that success, along with some things he did at Incarnate Word as well, led Football Scoop to recently write that he's one of the most sought after young offensive coordinators in the country. We know that Utah, Arizona, at least both those schools were very interested in hiring, or at least in talks in hiring Leftwich. But Joey McGuire got his guy, and I actually asked McGuire about Leftwich, who, by the way, is just 30 years old, young coach who was a quarterback at UTEP in his playing days. But I asked McGuire on Wednesday during the National Signing Day press conference, about the offensive coordinator search. And by that time, we knew that Leftwich was a primary target. But I was curious, and the timetable pretty much knew, but I wanted to hear him say it in the press conference. And but I do think it was informative what McGuire said, in that they still want to be Texas Tech in terms of the offense. It's not going to be this crazy change. It's going to be a spread, tempo, aggressive offense, and that's what Leftwich has run. Now, we saw that this last year from Zach Kittley for sure. Maybe you can even say the year before, especially the second half of the season. But with Leftwich, you see a truly balanced offense attack. Yes, it's spread. Yes, it's tempo, all that. But you see a balanced attack. And let me give you some numbers to back that up. In 2023, Texas State averaged 36.7 points per game. They were 26th in the country in rushing yards per game with 186.7, and 28th in the nation in passing yards with just over 270 yards per game. Now, this year, Texas State is 11th in scoring in the country with just over 37 points per game, and then 6th in total yards per game, 474.3. And now look, rushing over 200 yards per game this year, 16th in the country at 208.8 yards per game, but then still 29th, so still top 30 in passing with 265.5 yards per game. So that's really impressive. And then, of course, they were second, not of course, but very impressively second in the country in first downs with 313 first downs. So all those are very impressive numbers. Now, you'll hear a lot about Leftwich utilizing motion. There's some really good breakdowns he's done, some coaching clinics, Texas High School Coaches Association clinics and stuff like that. That's really interesting. But generally, a lot of these offenses are similar. Like McGuire said, a lot of 11 personnel, a lot of tempo, a lot of empty 10 personnel. So, I think it's going to be. I think the best way to say it is how the offense is run, how they utilize tempo, and just how balanced. The fact that Leftwich has run the ball so effectively in a short time as an offensive coordinator really tells me that it will look a lot similar, but where I think we'll notice the most is just how much they're going to focus on the run game, how much of a part that's going to be. And I feel like with Kittley the last couple of years, even he said, hey, I have Taj Brooks. Of course I'm going to use him, And I thought Kittley did his best job his third season, this last season, as offensive coordinator at Texas Tech. But he had better personnel and his quarterback stayed healthy. So that usually helps. And then he had a, all-time Red Raider great in the backfield in Taj Brooks. I feel like it appears that Leftwich's scheme is geared towards more of a balanced attack and a very strong running game. So very exciting times. You combine this with the Shield Wood hiring from Houston, the defensive coordinator, new defensive coordinator earlier this week, and you had two of the most coveted guys in Texas coming to Texas Tech as your new coordinators, and you're also, and I've seen this said a lot, and I couldn't agree more. Just the fact that in-conference teams like you're taking from them in terms of Houston taking their defensive coordinator, Utah, Arizona, at least. I'm sure there was other schools as well interested in Leftwich, but you get him instead. So all the details in terms of the years and the money and all that, I'll make the request for that and get that information and have that on inside the Red Raiders for you. But for now, I want to thank you for watching, and until next time.